Right now, on a street corner somewhere, a dog has its nose pressed to the base of a lamppost, and it is not wasting your time. It is reading. To you, that post is a dead piece of metal. To the animal at the other end of the leash, it is the busiest page in the neighborhood. And the thing it is reading there is not just who passed by, it is when. You've always been told a dog has a good nose. That's true. And it badly undersells what's happening. Because the strangest thing your dog can do isn't smelling something farther away than you can, or fainter than you can. It's that your dog can smell time. And by the end of this, I want you to look at the most ordinary walk around the block and realize you have been living beside an alien for years. Let me show you the machine first, because the machine is almost unfair. You have somewhere around 6 million scent receptors lining the inside of your nose. Your dog has roughly 300 million. Not 300 million the way a big number slides past you in a sentence. Picture your few million, then picture a wall of them 50 times higher. There's an old line that captures what that does. You walk into a kitchen and you smell soup. Your dog smells the broth and the carrot and the celery, the pepper, the onion, the pot it's simmering in, and the hand that stirred it separately, all at once. You smell the dish, your dog smells the recipe. Now multiply that by every surface in the world, and you start to feel the scale of what it is swimming in. But raw power isn't the interesting part. The interesting part is the plumbing. When you breathe in, one stream of air does two jobs at the same time. It keeps you alive, and almost as an afterthought, it carries a little smell to the back of your nose. A dog's nose splits that stream in two. A small fold of tissue just inside each nostril divides the incoming air. Most of it drops down to the lungs to breathe, and a separate channel peels off and routes its air to a dedicated smelling chamber at the back, lined with all of those receptors. For a dog, smelling and breathing are not the same act. They run on separate roads. And then there's the part almost nobody notices, the exhale. When you breathe out, you blow away whatever you were just smelling. A dog doesn't. Watch the nostrils closely, and you'll see the spent air vent out through the slits on the sides of the nose, so the breath going out never disturbs the scent still coming in. Those little side puffs even stir up fresh molecules and draw them toward the nose. So a dog can sniff in fast bursts, several times a second, without ever once interrupting the stream of information. You take a breath, a dog takes a recording, each nostril works on its own too. A dog knows which side caught a scent, left or right, the way you know which ear heard a sound. That is why it weaves back and forth, head low, when it's on a trail. It's steering. It's smelling in stereo, pulling a direction out of thin air, and there is a second nose you don't really have at all. Tucked up behind the front teeth sits the vomeronasal organ, sometimes called Jacobson's organ, a whole separate detector wired for the chemical signals other animals leave behind. Who was afraid? Who was ready to mate? Who was sick? Who was family? That sniff at the lamppost isn't reading a name, it's reading a dossier. Now here is where it stops being about power and starts being about a different world. Because all of that apparatus is pointed at something you and I never get to perceive directly. The dog cognition researcher Alexandra Horowitz, in her book Inside of a Dog, puts it about as well as anyone has. A dog doesn't just smell things. A dog smells time. Think about what a smell actually is. It's molecules lifting off a surface, and they lift off faster when they're fresh and slower as they fade. A strong scent is recent. A faint one is old. You live almost blind to that gradient. Your dog lives inside it. So when your dog drops its head to that lamppost, it isn't collecting a single fact, another dog. It's reading a timeline. A sharp, strong note on top. Another dog stood here minutes ago and went that way. Underneath it, fainter, a different one, earlier this morning. Fainter still, nearly gone, someone from yesterday. The whole history of that corner stacked up in one place, sorted by how long ago, written in how strong each layer still is. And it doesn't even stop at the past. A breeze carries a scent out ahead of whatever is making it. So the dog at the corner is, in a real sense, smelling a little way into the future too, catching the approach of someone still around the bend before they ever come into view. Past, present, and a hint of what's coming, all folded into a single breath. The afternoon has a smell. The morning smell different, and the dog can tell them apart. Here's the closest I can get you to it. Imagine that every time you walked into a room, you could see not just how it looks right now, but a faint after image of everyone who had been there. Brightest for the person who just stepped out, dimmer and dimmer back through the day, fading down into yesterday. You would never quite be in the present the way you are now. You'd always be standing inside a slow, layered recording of the place. That is closer to your dog's ordinary Tuesday than anything you have ever felt. And this is the part I have to be honest about because it's the whole soul of this channel. I can describe the machinery. I can count the receptors and trace the 2 roads the air takes and tell you, truthfully, that the gradient from fresh to faint really is a sense of time. What I cannot do, what nobody can do, is hand you the feeling of it. The philosopher Thomas Nagel asked decades ago what it is like to be a bat, and his point was quiet and merciless. You can know everything there is to know about the apparatus and still not know what it is like from the inside. There's a word for the private bubble of reality a creature actually lives in. It's umwelt. And the hard truth is that you can map another animal's umwelt from the outside forever and never once climb in. We can describe the dog's world. We cannot inhabit it. So I'll leave you with the turn this channel always makes back towards you. The next time your dog stops dead at a hydrant or a tuft of grass or a stranger's shoe and you feel that little tug of impatience, come on, it's just a smell. Try to remember what is actually happening at the other end of the leash. It isn't being slow. It's reading the news, checking the timeline, catching up on everyone who passed through and sorting them by when. It is doing something your whole magnificent brain simply cannot do. You are standing next to a mind that perceives a dimension you can only measure with a clock. And the strangest thought of all is that you are just as alien from the other side. Your dog will never know what it is like to see the way you do, either. 2 minds sharing one sidewalk, living in different worlds. So tell me one thing down in the comments. What does your dog stop to read every single time, no matter how hard you pull on the leash? I want to know which page they simply cannot walk past. I'm Ren. Keep wondering what it's like to be someone else, and I'll see you on the next one.